All right, y'all. Okay. 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 Hmm. All right. I'm gonna give it a little moment. You know what I'm saying? If anybody decide they're gonna show up, put their feedback in, because this one gonna be a little bit different, just a little bit different from the usual, from the other ones that y'all have seen. Which y'all was more, I guess you could say, apprehensive, scared. And with a hello to the person who just came in, how you doing? But yeah, I'm gonna just put it to you like this. Okay, I'm a black man. If you don't know, it may not matter. It don't matter to some, but it do matter in a sense. With a lot of the things that I've been talking about, if y'all seen a lot of my past recent videos, it's been mainly talking about men and their mental health and the fact that their mental health is not being acknowledged until something tragic happens. And it don't make no sense that you gotta wait for something tragic to happen to realize, oh, we need to make a change. Doesn't matter what it is. But as far as mental health, it's one of the biggest things that needs to be discussed. And one of the things that's not being acknowledged as far as males and men go. You know, it's like, oh well, you're supposed to be macho and have everything together, so you can't be vulnerable. You're not allowed to be vulnerable because if you're vulnerable, then that goes to show you're not as macho as you're supposed to be because you're not a man showing emotions. Get out of here. Get out of here. How is it that you want to talk about as far as men go and the mental health space that they're supposed to be able to, for them to feel safe? You give, you provide so many men with false senses of securities, with these narratives that y'all pushing. Yeah, with this, you can be yourself with me and make yourself vulnerable and trust yourself and be open and blah blah blah. But then when a man do that, he gets shitted on. He gets disenfranchised. He gets demoralized. Gets berated and demeaned because of the same vulnerabilities that the folks outside of the masculine circle, so to speak, or the male circle, don't do. Then all of a sudden now you can't be in my safe space. It ain't that safe of a space to use where you can't make yourself vulnerable. So then how do you expect that man to not feel so confused, especially when this has been going on for generations, years and years and years and years and years? This has been going on. Just now, want to come up to the forefront. That it's a problem for men to not address abuse and stuff going on because of how our predecessors and our ancestors told us to go about not doing things. Do as I say, not as I do. Don't question me or how I take it to do certain things. And then everybody wondered that's why we fucked up now. Because anybody would ask no questions, but we just tolerate and just taking abuse because our parents or the people who were taking care of us told us it was in our best interest. And now we fucked up now. Whether it's because we didn't got touched by relatives, whatever the case is, and everybody want to be all deviants. It would not because ain't nobody got their own situations resolved. Whether it be chicks out here with these daddy issues. You got dudes out here who got mommy issues. We don't really talk about that, but it's out there. Which is good for the gander. And it just needs to get to a point that the accountability needs to be for everybody all around. Stop stigmatizing and demonizing men as if they're the only ones who induce trauma on people, not just women, on people. Because the gay folks deal with their domestic violence and abuse and shit too. So it's not just down to a hetero aspect. It's everybody. It doesn't matter whether you gay, whether you straight, whether you black, whether you white, whether you Asian, whether you male, whether you female. Abuse don't know no motherfucking bias. Don't know no bias. So at the end of the day, what needs to be addressed is the fact that the same way how men can be abusers, women can be abusers too. Abuse is all around. Abuse is all around. Don't want to fit the narrative. Oh well, yeah, you're a man, and this is bad because you're a man. You're toxic and you're mean. And this is not what you're supposed to do, huh? But you got these ultra feminist dyke chicks out here who trying to be men, trying to tell men how to be men, no less. But then if a man tell you how to act as a lady, then now all of a sudden he a biggest and he a feminist. Now and he a misogynist. Excuse me. How is that misogynistic? But you trying to tell me how to act and conduct myself? How you sound? How you sound? Ain't no way in hell a woman could tell a man how to conduct himself as a man. The same way a man cannot tell a woman how to conduct herself. Now there's certain perceptions of how people should carry themselves in certain ways, but you can't. I can't tell you how to conduct yourself. I can't control your behavior. So that goes for nobody else. That goes for nobody else. You know, if a woman is in a domestic situation or in a domestic quarrel or whatever the case may be, she is always the victim. She don't never start nothing. That shit gotta stop. Because everyone want to talk about crimes of passion, quote unquote. You know how you stop crimes of passion? Nip shit in the butt when it's brought to your attention in the first place. If it is brought to your attention in the first place. Because the reason why, quote unquote, crimes of passion are committed is because 9 times out of 10, they felt like that was their last resort and they had no other means to address the situation. Whether they went about the proper means or they didn't, nothing was done. So they was like, all right, I got to take shit in my own hands. And then that's how you get these situations. Then they end up on the news and they're like, oh my God, that's so horrible. That's so bad. I feel sorry for her. Blah, 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 blah. Trauma is trauma. It's fine for anybody to go through trauma. But at the end of the day, stop making it seem as if the society and the world we live in today is just purely reactionary. Nobody wants to really divulge and really delve down to the basis of what started the whole situation in the first place. Everybody just wanted to go for the reaction. You know what I'm saying? So it's like if I'm walking with Sammy and you know Sammy's telling me I don't like berries or whatever, and I'm like, yo, Sam, you want some berries or whatever the case may be, whether he told me before or after. So I told you, bro, I don't like no berries. Why you offering me berries? Oh, my fault. I'm sorry. Let me just I'm trying to get to a point here. So I apologize. Sam accept my apology for offering me berries after you didn't told me he don't want no berries, right? So if I'm sorry, Sam, you want some berries? Come on, Sam. Yo, you want some berries, bro? No. You clearly not sorry. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and apologizing, and you doing it, you're not sorry. You're just trying to beat me in my head. Then you taking advantage. So then you get to that point from the personal standpoint. When it gets to a social standpoint, yo, so you get legal shit involved. All right, you know, XYZ ABC is going on. I need to get legal authorities involved because I ain't trying to get myself in trouble. I'm trying to do the right thing. And this is men all around the motherfucking country, all around the world. Because you had battered women syndrome, Violence Against Women Act, which all needed to be put in place because domestic violence is not acceptable by no means. It shouldn't be accepted by no means. So yes, those things need to be put in place, but it's not just against them. It's not just. It's. I lost my thought. I'm sorry. I lost my thought for a quick second because it's just so much as far as this goes. When you got women who out here lying, getting dudes locked up, getting dudes killed because they lying about something going on because they want to be petty, or because the dude that they was dealing with don't want to deal with them no more, so now they want to do something else to mess up their life, and they want to play victim once the dude react a certain way. No. So it's fine. As far as social media, I'm gonna bring this point up real quick. As far as social media go, it's okay for a chick to be crazy and go wild out and go cut a motherfucker tires. That's okay for her to do. For her to go to his job and cause a scene because it's so cute. Because she a woman. Nah, but let that man do that shit. Oh my God, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what? Of what? You afraid of a motherfucker doing the same thing you was doing to them? Don't be scared. You shouldn't have done it. It's that simple. You can't go around busting somebody's windows open because you mad at them, but then let the shoe be on the other foot. Man, come bust your shit open. Oh my God, now you got to get all of this extra. Just don't be bothered with each other, honestly, to avoid all of that. Leave me alone. You go your way, I'll go mine. Everybody be grown, go about their business. Everybody want to be controlling and antagonizing and stuff. For what? For what? Like, what is this? What is it to the point now that, excuse me, people can't even really just, men can't even really be men without having some issue that some woman gotta find a reason to fucking be mad about. Don't you got enough reasons to be mad? Why you gotta find reasons to be mad about dudes doing stuff? I mean, dudes would just be trying to go about their business, man. Just be trying to go about their business. If a man is in a relationship or possibly trying to pursue a relationship or whatever the case may be, if he wants to, court a woman, but she doesn't find him the most aesthetically pleasing, be sexual harassment. But let it be somebody who got a dad bottle, a 6-pack app, or whatever the case may be, then all of a sudden it's fine. Mind you, the dude who had a nice personality, or just ugly, however you want to say it, is sexual harassment. Mind you, he wasn't being rude, wasn't being disrespectful, just, hey, how you doing? But because they want to be shallow and subjective, now you want to cause somebody else trauma when you could have went about the whole thing differently. Men do the same thing too. So it's not just bash women. Nope. Because men, like I said, it's not just a hetero standpoint. Homos, trans folks do it. It just all around just needs to stop. But the fact from the male standpoint, it needs to be brought from on a grander scale. On a grander scale. Maybe because I'm just going about this and just going off the cuff right now, maybe I should really start laying out things and doing things more, because there's a lot of people who need these situations and things addressed. And I'm a pissed off black man. I ain't gonna cause no scene and make a rah, 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 rah. I'm not trying to do all that. But people need to start fucking listening. Legitimately need to start listening. Because as much as everybody want to try to get rid of men, we all need each other at the end of the day. Y'all trying to get rid of men and trying to escalate femininity on this high class pedestal that it don't need to be on. Yeah, you get your credit, but at the end of the day, pussy's not above penis. They're not. Pussy is not above penis. They're one and the same. You need each other in order to procreate. So you're not better than anybody else, okay? Because if you were, you wouldn't need the other one. It's just the facts. Might not like it. Those are the facts at the end of the day. So stop trying to make it seem when men try and address mental health issues, whether it be in a workplace or whether it be in a what's the name or whether it be at home in a domestic situation, and they try to do the right thing. And as you do the right thing, as they're doing the right thing, you're chastising and you criticizing them, and then low-key shitting on them at the same token too. How do you think that's going to affect them? Everybody goes about things differently, but how do you think that's going to affect them as a whole? I'm trying to do the right thing so I don't get in trouble, but yet and still the people who I'm telling that's supposed to make sure that I'm good is now laughing at me and berating me. Okay, so the people who were supposed to help me clearly don't want to help me. In fact, I'm being mocked for asking them to help me, as opposed to me taking the situation and going in my own hands and doing what I want to do, which could be drastic and a lot more detrimental to everybody else. Why? Because what? It makes myself or another man another statistic as to somebody who can control themselves, somebody who just want to act off impulsive behavior when they're trying to make sure that they don't want to do anything to hurt themselves or anybody else, despite the fact they're being provoked. Why does nobody want to address the fact that a lot of these situations and tragic circumstances come from provocation that nobody listened to in the first place? Why? And then they want to blame that other person. No. Whether it's from the personal standpoint, from a regional standpoint, from a national standpoint, it don't matter. It's men. There's plenty of men out there who are literally begging for help because they are at the end of their rope, and they're trying to find any reason to hang on and keep going and keep themselves motivated because they have goals or whatever the case may be, or because they have their children trying to keep them moving forward, or because they want to be involved in their children's life, but they're being alienated by crummy ass parents, quote unquote. So what about them? Why do they not get no credit? Why do they not get credit for the fact that they even trying to be involved in their man in their child's lives? Why is it the fact that a woman can go around and say, oh, I can choose to have or not have this baby, and then have a man pay child support for it even if it's not his, just so for what she say? Hell no. You know how many men then had to deal with these situations of paying child support for a kid that ain't theirs just because a woman lied? But yet still, if that man don't pay child support, he got to go to jail? Get the fuck out of here. And I got no reason to be mad. Not just me as a black man, but men all over the motherfucking country and all over the world got every reason to be mad. How could you not? How is it that we have to be punished for somebody else's mistakes? And this is all around. I am fucking fed up. I am fed the fuck up. Somebody needs to fucking help all of us as a whole. Whether you black, whether you white, whether you dark skinned, whether you light skinned, whatever, man. Somebody need to really step up for the fucking men and take back their masculinity and their dignity without shitting on the fucking women at the end of the day, because they're not all bad. They're not all bad, but the ones that need to be shitted on, shit on them, because you're not going to take my shit away from me. That's part of the reason why the feminism movement got to the way that it was now, because they felt like they wasn't being listened to. They felt like they wasn't being empowered. They felt like they was just being shitted on and taken for granted. And men dealing with the same thing now. The only difference is men got pride issues. That's the women is a lot more humble with shit. That's the fucking real truth of the matter that don't nobody want to discuss. I'm tired. I don't know about y'all, but I'm tired. I got a son out here. I got people out here who have families, who are trying to live the best life that they can live without causing no ruckus. Why is it that me, being in a different environment, coming from where I come from, coming to someplace new, from New York to Michigan, no less, that I gotta be told that I'm intimidating? I'm intimidating because of my skin color. I'm intimidating because of my hair. Really? We still doing this shit? Are you serious? Just because I don't necessarily smile all day, go in front of everybody's face, doesn't mean that I'm not friendly. Doesn't mean that I'm not neat. Doesn't mean that I'm not clean. Just because I don't smile 24 motherfucking 7 doesn't mean that I'm not happy. Maybe it's just some shit that I've got going on the same way everybody else got things going on, to where they don't need to smile or they don't feel like smiling. As long as I'm not being rude, disrespectful, inappropriate, vulgar, any type of that matter, it shouldn't fucking matter how I'm at your. As long as I'm showing you respect, and I'm not doing anything to make you feel uncomfortable. Me being 6'5" and born black from Brooklyn, New York was not in my motherfucking control. So if you're afraid of that, I don't know what to tell you, because I'm not doing anything to make you feel afraid. Is it my stature? Is it the way that I speak sometimes? The fact that I'm very stern in my voice and I'm not just gonna sugarcoat things for you? Does my tone bother you so much? It shouldn't bother you, because if I'm not being aggressive, now maybe in this context of me expressing myself now, the tone can be perceived as aggressive, but I'm not aggressive. I'm just very passionate. And people need to understand the difference between aggression, anger, and passion, instead of just trying to put them in one box, because it's not just one box. Okay, so I need to go get me some tea and calm down. This was a raw one. Oh, and there's going to be a lot more come 2022. I hope y'all have a wonderful day. Please give some feedback. Leave your thoughts, your comments in the box below or whatever for my folks on my IG feed. Thank you. Please leave your feedback, your comments, share the videos with everybody because from a global standpoint, men need to be represented. And I don't mean in a sense where, yeah, we're going to come and make you. Fuck all that. Why should we have to make you feel comfortable when you're trying to do everything in your power to make us feel uncomfortable? When without us, you wouldn't be here. And that goes both ways. Goes both ways. So I hope everyone enjoyed their holiday. You know what? This is the last time we're going to deal with bullshit in 2021. You might even see a new motherfucker come 2022. All this shit might be. Who knows? Who knows? But I thank you for your time. I thank you for listening. I thank you for your feedback. Hopefully we can do something to where this is something that can really be addressed as a whole. Because we don't need no more lives lost by suicide, by gun violence, by unruly violence, or even or lack of police engagement and training when it comes to dealing folks with mental challenges or even other like. Because not every person who comes in contact with police might have a mental challenge. Not everybody deserves to die. Now, some people when they commit crimes, yes, they should be punished accordingly. But don't go around just killing people willy-nilly. Then you want to know why quality of life and everybody's losing their shit. Y'all have a good one.